gotten second-degree burns from making my own honey glazed ham. Hey, what's up guys? This is Ryan and welcome to Foodiligence. Today we're doing something a little different. We're not eating any food right now, but rather we're going to do a Thanksgiving tier list. So I'm going to tell you which Thanksgiving foods are my favorite. I'm going to rank them accordingly. I'm a little bit out of the loop on these tier list things, but I'm going to do my best and hopefully we understand each other. The number one tier for this is going to be a God tier or S tier. That's what the best food, the pinnacle of a Thanksgiving food. Under that, we're going to have an A tier, which is very good, but not the best. We're going to have a B tier, which, okay, C, D, and F. So F tier is going to be the worst tier, and if you have an S tier food, no one wants to eat it. In the spirit of Thanksgiving, I tried to throw on something I would wear to Thanksgiving. Recently, we had a little Friendsgiving, so I tried to film as much B-roll from that as I could to just throw over this little video. Let's get into the most known Thanksgiving food, and I'm gonna throw them in my tier list for you. We're gonna start with the not as exciting dishes to just get this warmed up a little bit. So first one we're gonna do is just corn. Could be cream corn, could be regular corn. If it's gonna be regular corn, I'm gonna put it on my C tier because I think it's essential to have with potatoes. But if it's cream corn, I'm bumping it all the way up to A if it's done right, because cream corn can take just put them on mashed potatoes and some gravy, and I think that takes like a whole new level of food. So cream corn is going to be A tier, regular corn, C tier. I do believe that it jumps a whole extra tier just by adding some cream to it. Next one we're gonna do is green bean casserole. I'm usually really low on green bean casseroles. I recently had it again this weekend, and I have to say green bean casserole is extremely slept on, and I'm going to have to put it in the B tier. So I know we are all not fans of eating vegetables. If you're gonna eat some vegetables, slather it in some cream mushroom soup and put some French onions on top, and I think it is probably the best vegetable you're going to get during Thanksgiving. So green bean casserole is going to be a B tier for me. Next one we're gonna do is cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce is one of those things that everyone has at Thanksgiving, but no one really needs to eat or even really wants to eat. So I'm just gonna F tier. Oh, sorry. Some people I know really love cranberry sauce, but I don't need it. If I have Thanksgiving without cranberry sauce, I wouldn't even be able to tell you. So F tier, sorry. Next one up are rolls. So these rolls really depend on what kind of rolls you have. A good roll can just do that to a meal. Visually, that's what a good roll does. A bad roll, forgettable, honestly D tier. But if you get a nice like yeast roll or Hawaiian roll, honestly goes up into the B tier. Rolls are one of those things you can just keep eating even if you're not hungry. So I think they're essential to have. It helps you like scoop up that little extra gravy. Does a lot of good things for you, but I think they are essential to have, and I'm going to put them in the B tier. So this is a questionable one to rank by itself, but gravy by itself I think is just a casual C tier because it enhances a lot of things. So if you're putting gravy on things, that takes them up to the next tier. But I think just gravy by itself, C tier. Nothing too special, nothing too crazy, but it is essential to have. You need some things in the middle just to balance the weighted scale. All right, so let's get into some more classic Thanksgiving foods. We are going to talk about stuffing. Now, I've had some amazing stuffings in my life, and I've had some pretty terrible stuffings in my life. That being said, I think stuffing is a B tier food with the capabilities of being an A tier food. That being said, you need stuffing at Thanksgiving, and that's why it could move up as high as it is, but it's not an S tier food for me just because stuffing's essence within itself is just wet bread. It is not the pinnacle of Thanksgiving, but rather a necessity. Now, moving to the next one, we are going to talk about mashed potatoes. So, if you don't know this yet, I love mashed potatoes, and I think potatoes can do nothing wrong. S tier. No questions here. I think potatoes are fantastic, and if you have Thanksgiving without any kind of potato, you are a monster, and you need to go get some potatoes ASAP. That being said, one thing I will say to you is if you are not a great cook, or maybe you know some people that aren't great cooks, what I will recommend to you is the Idahoan instant mashed potatoes have made drastic improvements to the mashed potato game. You just take a cup of boiling water, put it in the microwave for 4 minutes, drop some instant potatoes in this bad boy, stir it up, and they are freaking amazing. The calories on these things are insane as well. They are very reasonable in the 100-calorie range with not even over 10 grams of fat, whereas if you make your own mashed potatoes, you throw in sticks of butter, hunks of cream, just a lot of stuff to make potatoes taste good by themselves, that I think it's really something you should look into, is trying these instant mashed potatoes. Are about $1 and they really won't break the bank. They're really super easy to make, and I think they are an S-tier food. Take my word for it. Before we get into our meats, we have one last side, and that is macaroni and cheese. If you have a bad macaroni and cheese, so if you bring Kraft macaroni and cheese to a Thanksgiving, it's gonna be a C tier. To be honest with you, if you bring real mac and cheese, you make a roux, you get some fancy cheeses, you make a nice mac and cheese, maybe some breadcrumbs on top, it's gonna be S tier. Everyone will love you. No matter who they are, they will love you for making an amazing mac and cheese. If you bring Kraft mac and cheese, they will not love you. So make nice mac and cheese, bring an S tier food. Not many people have mac and cheese at Thanksgiving, but a lot of people have the opportunity to bring mac and cheese to Thanksgiving. So give it a thought when you're going to Thanksgiving, okay? All right, let's move on to the meats. The meat of Thanksgiving, turkey. I know I might get a lot of flack for this, but I think turkey is at best a B tier food. I said it. I am not a huge fan of turkey. I don't even think it has the potential to be an S tier food. I'm sorry if that offends you. I'm just being true to what my stomach and taste buds tell me. Done a lot of fancy things with turkeys in the past. I've made turkeys for the past 3 years, and I've tried different things for all of them. So my first year, I just buttered the whole thing up, seasoned it nicely, baked it for 4 hours. Not bad. Last year, I was gonna be a little smarter with it. Took the turkey, buttered the whole thing up, got some fresh herbs, made an herb butter for my buttering up, and then I stuffed it with herbs, and I stuffed it with a bunch of different fruits to give it aromatic side. When it's in the oven, the fruits are steaming and they're spreading their juices into the turkey meat, giving it a whole bunch of different flavors. And let me tell you, that took it up, because I used to think turkey was a C tier food. That took it up to a B tier. This past year, I tried a Creole butter injection. So I took this turkey and I took a needle with some butter and Creole seasoning, and I just stuck it in different places, just injecting seasoned butter into this thing. And let me tell you, this is the second best turkey I've ever had in my life. It really gave it a whole new depth of flavor, and it made me question what the potential of turkey is, but not enough to move it up any further. One last thing is the best turkey I've ever had in my life. Deep fried turkey. Very dangerous to do if you're not a seasoned professional, I guess. So don't catch your house on fire trying to deep fry your turkey. But if you have the opportunity to eat a deep fried turkey, it is the best kind of turkey, and it is amazing. So that being said, we're going to talk about one more S tier food that I did not have the opportunity to eat this year. That is ham. I love ham. I love buying ham. I love making ham. I've gotten second-degree burns from making my own honey glazed ham. I am dedicated to ham. Some people do not think it is a Thanksgiving food. I would respectfully disagree with you. Ham is amazing. Do not limit it to Christmas or Easter. Bring it to Thanksgiving. Ham is fantastic. S tier food. I'm not gonna give you a whole in-depth thing about all these desserts. I will say pumpkin roll, C tier. Pecan pie, B tier. Any type of cookie, we're gonna put in C tier. And I don't think I missed any desserts per se. Desserts are fantastic. I think that's the highest I could just give any dessert, no matter how great it is, just because the dessert is just supplementing the meal. It should not be, there shouldn't be an S tier dessert at Thanksgiving, just because it should be a side of the meal. It shouldn't be like, I am waiting for this dessert. Like, that's what I want. That being said, at this Thanksgiving I had recently, we had a Boston cream cake, and it was amazing. It just looked fantastic. It was like eating a Boston cream donut, but like gigantic. So that was probably the best Thanksgiving dessert I've ever had at a Thanksgiving meal. But that being said, I still hold fast to it being a C, B tier range for desserts, just because it shouldn't be the star of the show. I believe that I covered the most popular Thanksgiving dishes. Actually, no, I forgot one. Any type of sweet potato you have, F tier for me. I hate sweet potato. I love regular potatoes, as I mentioned earlier. Sweet potatoes just don't do it for me. I don't know why, and I try every year to enjoy them, and I just can't. I know that's polarizing as well, but F tier, sweet potato, I don't care what you do to it, I won't like it. I'm sorry, I wish I could. I believe I've covered every single popular Thanksgiving item. If there was any Thanksgiving food that I left out, please leave it in the comment section and also tell me what you would rank it as well. I hope you guys have an amazing Thanksgiving day. Eat some good food for me. Remember, this has been Ryan from Foodiligence. Be diligent.